So now I'm going to buttress on staying aware of our environment. Our environment could be a place where we go to intentionally or unintentionally. Anyways, there are certain environments where you could find yourself and it would be really compromising in the sense that you might not really have a say or hey lovely souls, welcome to Emerald and Gold. This is Mary and it's always a pleasure to come on here to do my thing. Alright, so if this is your first time of coming on Emerald and Gold, please do well to subscribe, do well to share, turn on your notification bells and engage, yes. Emerald and Gold is a channel that is focused mainly on fashion, faith, lifestyle, wellness, and everything beautiful. I always say that on this channel there is no particular set niche, and that's because life in its own essence encompasses everything. What is life without fashion? Nothing. What is life without faith? Absolutely nothing. What is life without wellness, without health? It is nothing. And what is life without, humor and just living freely and positively influencing? Nothing. So when I say it's focused on lifestyle, I mean it encompasses everything, like it's intertwined into everything that brings about life. I could come today and talk about motherhood. I could come tomorrow and talk about, love. I could come another day and talk about faith. So as the spirit leads, and that is how I function. So there is no like I would not bring you certain topics in a particular order. I just do it as the spirit leads, and I hope that each time I bring you something, it would be very impactful. Be it my beauty content, be it my faith content, be it my lifestyle content, or be it my fashion content. I hope that everything I bring here would definitely nourish whoever is watching, and of course, to you, my lovely souls, I bid you welcome. Welcome today. Alright, so let's go into today's topic. Always a pleasure to come on here to share my experience and to rub minds with you. Today, I bring you a juicy topic, something that is very crucial to mankind, to our general well-being, and to everything that entails a life worth living. Today, I'm going to be talking about something very crucial, just like I said earlier on, and that's about addiction and mental health. I'm going to be talking about this topic because it's one that has sparked my interest towards reaching out. Even though I've not done it, I have an intention to do it. Reaching out and seeking for a better means to influence lives and to reduce nuisance in the society. Yeah, it's so sad to walk on the road and move around, even on internet, and notice that there are certain people that go through mental breakdown, and it comes from a place of unforeseen circumstances. There are some people that it just comes naturally. Something, it could be genetic. Some people, it could be based off of addiction or depression or post-traumatic stress disorder, or just maybe a chronic disease, or just anything you can think of can trigger addiction, can trigger mental breakdown. And as such, I'm going to be discussing addiction because, in the real sense, addiction is one chronic brain disorder that alters our neural circuits. I would use the scientific terms. It alters our neural circuits. And it's particularly the reward system because it leads to a compulsive behavior, a behavior where you really can't do anything about. There are times where when I see people that experience this, I feel like, reconnecting their brains and just making everything work out. But of course, I'm not God. I can't do that. I can only wish, right? Anyways, it's something that is closely linked to mental health conditions like depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and it often creates a cycle of dependency and emotional distress. As parents, especially, because they say training begins at home, right? As parents, it's essential that we talk to our children about peer pressure, about influences, about giving consent to certain things, about staying aware of our environment. So now I'm going to buttress on staying aware of our environment. Our environment could be a place where we go to intentionally or unintentionally. Anyways, there are certain environments where you could find yourself and it would be really compromising in the sense that you might not really have a say, or I don't want to say, you might not really have a say as to what is coming at you, but you have a right to decide if you will tolerate what is being thrown at you. That said, I would give an instance of a child going to maybe a clubhouse and having to hang out with friends, maybe a child coming from a family where they do not allow drinking or smoking or moving with bad influences. So now this child goes out and maybe the kind of people the child has rolled with obviously knows that this child doesn't take or indulge in certain kind of chemicals or compositions, and then because they want to get the weakest side of the person, the most vulnerable state, maybe they get to spike the drink with some kind of substances that would like knock the person off and make the person misbehave, and that is where addiction kind of starts from. For a child who doesn't really have enough capacity to withhold whatever substance that is, or whatever pressure the substance brings into the system, there could be a reliance, there could be a mood where there will be dependency on what that stuff is, because addiction is more like rewiring the brain to want that thing. It's like a stimuli, it just enforces that you get it at the time you need it, like at the time the brain functions towards, oh, give it to me, and the child goes, they begin to experience an episode. So I would like to encourage someone listening to me there. I'm not going to be saying so much, but for someone listening to me, be it a parent, a student, an adult, or whatever age range, whatever it is, addiction is not an option. Trust me, because once you start, it's very difficult to let go. It's best to just stay off it, stay off that drink, stay off that substance, stay off abusing things. Um, Addiction is not only about substance taking, it could be your behavior, it could be a behavior you put up towards meeting a particular pleasure, and that is something that some of us do it without knowing we are doing it. We don't. There are certain people that they don't know. We don't get to know we are actually indulging in all of this until we start saying that we can't actually do without it, and you grow into it. As time goes by, you see yourself wanting more and more and more, and it becomes so dependent on that behavior. So that said, if you are one person that has been battling addiction, or that you've gotten help, but you still haven't passed that stage of being free and not having to depend on this again, I would urge you to seek medical help. I'd also urge you to speak to someone. You go find maybe like a group of relatable people that are experiencing something similar, and people that have stories to tell and how they've been able to embark on that journey of restoration. It's good that you find a society or community where you can express yourself freely and not feel being judged, like not a judgmental gathering. And then another thing I would also suggest is medication assistance from definitely a professional. That's another thing that can also help fight addiction. And then one major thing is praying. Praying, finding a way to praise and pray. I don't know, whatever denomination you are, if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, just going spiritual sometimes, no, not sometimes, going spiritual most times helps to combat addiction, helps to combat mental breakdown and all of these things. And I would urge you to move closer to your God. And another thing I would also try to say is that you should live a life of mindfulness. When you live a life of mindfulness, you have a why, you have a reason, you have a purpose with which you're living for, and you hold yourself accountable for this reason. So if you're able to stay mindful of your environment, if you're able to stay mindful of your thoughts, if you're able to stay mindful of your disposition, it will go a long way in helping you curb the need for addiction. And I believe if you're able to do all of this, you would be more resourceful, be more productive, be more influential positively to the society at large and to your little space, your little circle as well. Anyways, I hope that this topic about, I hope that this discussion about addiction and mental health has been helpful to someone out there. This is me being a mental health coach. So it comes from a place of love, it comes from a place of concern, and from a place of motherhood, because I wouldn't want to see my children or anyone I love having to battle with addiction or mental stress and all of that. So it's my pleasure, it's my desire that everyone lives, clean, stay clean, do clean things, so that you don't have to be dependent on something to function properly. Alright, so if you watched to this very point, please do also subscribe, do also comment down below, and also share, share, and just spread the good news. I'll definitely bring you more topics and other engagements, other forms of engagements as as different episode comes by. Alright, so this is me signing out of this space right now. I'll see you again next week, and until then, have a beautiful one. Goodbye.